the LA Lakers from where they've been after these last couple of years? Can he take over that mantle from the Kobe Bryant era? But I don't think I don't think LeBron went into this like thinking like, okay, I need to win a championship type deal. Well, because I don't think you guys are, like, I hate to say it, and all the Lakers fans a lot of Laker fans that I know always saying, oh yeah, we're going to get this player, this player, this player. Well, you finally got that player, but I think that's it. I don't think you guys are going to get anybody else from that standpoint.
I'll give it one more year to see what it really is. You know, if they don't acquire one of these big guys, then you're not trying to win. You know, you acquire that big guy, this next offseason, and you get ready to, build a championship team, because this is not a championship team they have now. It wouldn't surprise me they do it, strike a trade before the trade deadline.
But like for who?
Anybody. Any 4 to 5 star player, any 4-star. We'll take a 4-star player. Kuzma not ready for the stressful buckets. And I watched that, and I see him like sort of like, I don't want to say deferring, but like, okay, I'm not the guy to take this shot. As far as rank, but who making the stress buckets? Bron never made too many stress buckets. He did.
Yeah, he
last year
on
Bron was the big one.
Yeah,
he made a lot of big buckets last year. I thought last year Bron was the best LeBron out of all LeBrons, but who else?
My thing is, here's my whole standpoint. I understand that, like, I get it. The Lakers fans, it's always, we just need this. We just need this and we're good. We just need it. How?
That's every year.
That's the thing. Like, how? You don't have a lot of assets. You don't have a lot of tradable assets.
But you give us Anthony Davis right now with a contender.
Right. But how do you get him? Anthony Davis is under contract for the next 2 years and it has a player option. So you're going to have to trade for him.
No, we have to do something. I don't know how we got Paul Gasol.
But that's the thing. Like,
I don't know how we got Paul Gasol. I don't know how we got Shaq.
You got Shaq because he signed there. He wanted to go to the Lakers. You got Paul Gasol because I made a decent trade to Minnesota.
Decent? That was not a decent trade.
You got rid of Marc Gasol for his brother and a couple of first-round picks.
His brother was 16 years old.
But his brother developed into one of the better centers in the league.
Yeah.
He's a great prospect.
Gasol was an all-star.
I get that, but Memphis wasn't doing shit. So you got a rebuilding team. That's how they was able to get Paul Gasol.
So we need to find a team. And that's the formula. We need to find a team that's not doing shit. We got to find a team that don't want their main player.
Right.
Jimmy Butler.
Right. But we had assets to do that, though. Back when y'all made that Gasol trade, y'all had the assets to do that.
Well, if Houston could offer 4 first rounds, why can't we?
That's a fact.
I mean,
my thing is,
my whole throw that out there. Like
my whole thing is that LeBron's window is closing. The man is 34 years old. He's going to start declining eventually. And like, you see these young players that's coming up. You see Giannis out there in Milwaukee. You see what the fucking Warriors dynasty, they're going to dominate for the next how many ever years. Houston is probably I don't know. Houston's looking pretty shady this season. Like LeBron is almost done. It's almost done for him. Like, that's your best player.
But when I meant how do we get Shaq, I meant he was in the perfect situation with Penny. Things happen.
Right.
We got Shaq.
Right.
He had no reason at all to leave Orlando, other than the fact of his dispute with Penny and the organization, and Penny getting all the
glitz and glamour. Yeah.
But other than that, I didn't think we had a chance to get Shaq through the year. Shaq coming to LA. It was whoa, Shaq went to LA.
But I think that was more of that LA allure. And then I was able to go ahead and Kobe developed into what he is, and he was able to build up. You bring in Phil Jackson, and then it was like a perfect storm. Like, I don't think you're going to capture 2 perfect storms.
But Orlando got his own allure.
What? Disney?
Florida.
Fucking Disneyland and no taxes? That's about it.
It's Florida. They got the beaches. They got the weather.
And it's Orlando.
Man,
people go to Orlando for Disney World, and that's it.
Daytona right there, man. It's a beach,
bro.
Around, man.
Disney, that's it. Daytona. Universal Studios. It's not Miami. It's not Miami Beach. Man, it's fucking Orlando, bro.
Well, make it poppin'. You Shaq. You get to walk around with your shirt off. You still be the man of steel.
Hey man, I get it. You move from Orlando to LA. I get that move.
As far as
like
the
LeBron
glamour,
moving from Cleveland to LA. I get
big
it.
Difference.
But it's going to take more than that. It's going to take, I don't know. I feel like that was back then as well, where like players wanted to be in a bigger market. Shaq wanted to be in a bigger market. He wanted to expand his brand. But now like the NBA with social media, the way that everything is connected, like every market is pretty big. Like, you know, like everybody's saying, oh, New York Knicks are going to get this or this because they got the big market. Like nobody want to go to fucking New York. Man. The New York Knicks is one of the worst organizations in basketball. They got a terrible owner. Like Porzingis, their superstar, is hurt. They're saying that he might not come back for the rest of the season. Why the fuck would you go to New York? Like I get, okay, KD, you want to go ahead and do your own thing if you go there, but like you're not winning in New York. You think you're about to go to New York? You think you're about to beat Toronto with Kawhi if he stays there, or Philly with our big three, or Milwaukee with Giannis and Middleton and Budenholzer coaching that team?
It's going to take a pioneer to do that. It's going to take a person that's going to change the game to want to go to New York, and they're going to do it for the basketball.
I feel like that's why LeBron did it for LA, but except for the business wise.
I thought he should have went to New York.
Who, LeBron?
As far as business, he should have went to New York.
LA is better. I get it.
I don't think
he wants to be in Hollywood.
I get the Hollywood aspect, but from
and then the weather standpoint,
I get the weather standpoint, but from the legacy, LeBron, the Knicks being in the finals, like Lakers had their fair share of great players. I think he wanted to fit in. If he wanted to turn the leaf,
what's the more story franchise, the Lakers or the Knicks?
The Lakers.
Not even close, right?
They're not even close.
Okay, then. So you get to try to bring back a story franchise from the dark ages because y'all been trash these last, 5-6 years. That's a bigger challenge than trying to go to New York and win there, in my opinion.
You think so?
To try to take over the Kobe era? Hell yeah.
Time out. So going to the greater franchise with the more legacy, and you the person to switch it up. You the person to rewrite the legacies. As far as if you went to New York, it'd be a whole nother chapter in the New York Knicks page right now. You respect or you accept that better than you thought that was a more monumental move going to LA than going to New York?
I felt like going to LA, knowing that you have the shadow of greats, fucking the Kobe Bryants.
Why you want to be
the Shaquille O'Neals, the Magic Johnson, the Kareem Abdul-Jabbars. You get to try and go and establish your legacy amongst those legacies there where they've been in the dark ages for the last 5-6 years since Kobe since Kobe was in his prime and then got hurt and shit.
Over going to New York and
trying to rewrite your legacy.
No, you're not trying. He's LeBron. He's not trying. Whatever he do is legendary.
And then, like I said, on top of that, he got to take his family into account because I feel like I feel like it was a business decision. And then it was like, to me right now, LeBron isn't at the point of his career where I don't feel like he's necessarily trying to, maybe he still wants to win and maybe he believes in magic, but I feel like he wants to be remembered as like the guy that got the Lakers almost back.
I'm sorry, man. If I'm LeBron James and me going to New York hurts my family more than, I guess I'm a bad guy then, man. I must be a bad guy.
But yo, everybody is just happier in LA, man. Like the sun's always shining. Oh. Like the weather's always good.
If I'm in that position,
you playing for the most story, one of the most between them and Boston, the most storied franchise in NBA history.
I'm going to rewrite it. That Cleveland championship was so
monumental
than the
facts.
Miami one because the fact that he brought it there and they brought
the first championship they had since I forgot how long.
It was huge. It was big for the town. LeBron winning the championship. Us Lakers fans about to just go throw our old hats on that we won and we back.
I get what you're saying though. I understand what you're saying. That him going to New York and if he was to pull off the unthinkable and win a championship there,
the Knickerbockers in the finals. Just think about that.
That probably definitely would have meant more for his legacy. But dude, can you imagine if he fucking pulls this shit off with the Lakers and wins a championship? We ain't gonna never stop hearing the end of it. You want to talk about LeBron versus Jordan? That conversation is never going to stop. Like, it's going to hold so much weight. Like, yo, he went to the fucking Lakers. He's the best Laker of all time. You're going to start hearing all that bullshit.
Man, they talking it already.
Right, exactly.
But they're just making stories, though, man.
That's a fact.
I would have went to New York, man. If he wanted to do it, other than Cleveland, If not, I would have put on for my city. I would have went to New York. I'm not going. I feel like he went to go like fit in. Like he went to go fit in LA. Like I'm gonna go chill with all the greats and retire.
Mm-hmm.
Like no, man, you still working, you still going hard, man. Keep putting on. Put on New York City then.
Man, I think LeBron just he in his vacation home, man. He in LA. He's done.
When it's time to retire.
Yeah, I think he's about that. He's in that stage where he's getting ready for the next portion of life.
And
like basketball
I'm a
is
Lakers fan, and I love the fact that we got LeBron. I feel good about it. Everything, but a less personal scale, I think he should have.
I'm gonna say this. In terms of like what would have been better for his legacy, I will agree with you on that one. That the New York Knicks, him going to the Knicks and bringing them from the ashes.
He wouldn't even have to win. Just him going to the finals.
Going to the finals, even though I don't think he would have got to the finals with the Knicks.
Not this year, next year, maybe.
Yeah, but like I feel like if he wanted to win, if he was looking for like basketball reasons, I feel like that he should have either went to Houston or he should have went to Philly. And I feel like he went to LA for the business aspect of it. I feel like he's getting that ready for the next chapter of his life. I feel like he's done chasing Jordan's legacy. Like to me, LeBron, he's there. Like one or two greatest players of all time. We can have that argument another day because we're kind of going over time. But I feel like it was a legacy or a family-based business decision, and I agree with him, man. Like I don't blame him. Like in terms of like the way that LeBron has handled the NBA in terms of like money wise, like he did it phenomenally. Like he's going to be probably the first, if not already, the first billionaire athlete while playing, and like this just adds more to it.
You think so?
Yes.
I have mixed feelings about that from the business aspect. I thought that Nike deal he signed coming in was a horrible deal. That $100 million.
Yeah.
You know, you give LeVar Ball that type of hype. You know how much money they would have made. You know, if Lonzo was as great as.
But I don't want to hold that against him because that's an 18-year-old kid, and you got somebody fucking you not even been able to play an NBA game yet. You're getting offered $100 million.
Yeah,
who's going to turn that down?
In hindsight, I'm just saying hindsight now.
Yeah,
like they making billions.
Right.
You got $100 million.
Right. Yeah.
Over how many years?
Right. But now he got his repercussions from that because now he got a lifetime $1 billion contract or some shit like that.
They owe.
Yeah. That's a fact.
He probably went in there and said, "Yo, I know y'all owe me, man. Y'all owe." Man.
They cashed it, but Nike took a risk on that one too because LeBron was the chosen one coming into high school, and like we didn't know, man. We didn't know he was going to be this.
Man, they knew.
You didn't know this,
man. My boy Charles, man, he came down here. He was in the 9th grade, man. He said this 8th grader LeBron James is going to be the next Jordan. We laughed at him. He came here like they knew in Ohio that he was him.
Yeah, he's him.
7th and 8th grade, they knew it, and. When I was in high school, you know, teachers and everybody was talking about this LeBron kid. So he had the hype. He
has lived up to the hype. He surpassed the hype.
Like Sebastian Telfair had hype. You know, he had his ESPN special, and he didn't turn out to nothing. So I mean, I get the risk that they took, but man,
it cashed in. It worked. It worked phenomenally. They took a low risk proposition. And it turned into high reward. Mm-hmm. And, you know, LeBron is old, like you said.
You just put him in that position, LeVar, and he'd be a multi-billionaire.
You take business LeBron, like you take this psyche he has now and put that into 18-year-old LeBron. Yeah. Then, they don't get that deal. Yeah, they don't get that deal. Yeah. But, you know, that's life. That's what happens.
You live, you learn.
All right, man, we're going to wrap this up. We've been talking for a while, 2 hours. This is fun. I'm glad he was able to make this one here. Hopefully we can have all three of us in the next recording, me, you, and Dave, so that way we can all share our thoughts and opinions with the people out there. Listen, I want to give a shout out to everybody that listened to the previous podcast. Been getting a lot of positive feedback from it, a lot of constructive criticism. Definitely appreciate it. Hopefully we get better as we keep going along. So we have fun doing this, man. Like I love having these conversations. I love sharing my thoughts and opinions on the games of basketball, football. Eventually, we're going to be talking about some fights coming up. Tyson Fury and Wilder. Stay tuned for that podcast because we definitely have some thoughts on that opinion. Okay, we're going to talk about that one. All right. But yeah, man, thanks for coming in, listening to the Sports and Enthusiasm podcast. Tune in next time, and